For me, I know we've had like a lot of shifts lately in our life. And, with these changes, with these losses, like there is pain, there's discomfort, but there's also so much growth. And I've noticed like it almost seems like you're going through phases, right? Like you grieve what's lost. And it's not that what was lost was bad. It's just that God had something different in that season for us. So we moved to a different area, but then, there's so many shifts, like even in different relationships, even in the way I wanted to show up, like when you go to a new place, of course, I mean, if you're anything like me, you want to like hide away, you want to shelter, you want to feel it out and make sure it's safe before you like allow your full self to be present. And I know that's something that I was doing, and like, thank God he's working on me and I'm coming around the corner. But it's like, I could have allowed myself to stay somewhere that was good, even though God was calling me somewhere great, right? I could be used in that place and it can be good, or he can take me where he's calling me and he can do something that's abundantly beyond what I ever even imagined he would do. And I think it's just beautiful to look at it, because so many times we get stuck on the loss that we don't see what's on the other side, right? We stare at the problem and we don't see the promise. And you figure like the size of the problem, size of the promise, right? The enemy wants you so distracted with the problem that you can't even begin to think about what the promise is on the other side, that you lose sight of God, right? And you're just like, oh, all this stuff is happening. And God's just like, but I have you, right? I already have the victory. We're already there. I'll just walk. Just keep taking a step, right? One step at a time. We're so busy with looking at the finish line that we don't see that it's just one step at a time, right? Knowing that God's with us and he's working it through. And I, a lot of times, tend to self-sabotage then, right? I'm a perfectionist and I've been working on it, thank God. And, I'll get to the point where I procrastinate and put things off. And God's really showing me that I need to be intentional in what I do. I need to be in integrity. I started an accountability group with friends this week because I knew there were things that I wanted to do. And I just wasn't putting that effort in. I wasn't giving my all. I wasn't being intentional. And in my head, I'm like, but how can I coach if I'm not willing to step up into that space? Because I truly want to be in integrity. If I tell my clients to journal, I'm going to be journaling. If I go, hey, get in the word, I'm going to do the same thing, right? And those aren't areas where I was slacking, but I definitely could be moving my body. I could be eating healthier, drinking more water. It's so much more than just something small. And it's like a lot of small habits, right, build on each other and create big habits. So that's how we set goals. So I want to encourage you to stop overwhelming yourself with the big picture and allow yourself to see, like, what do I need to do right now? What do I need to do? What's that next step? And remember that God knows your heart posture, right? So even if you're off a little, he's going to direct you back on, but he knows. Don't allow people to speak into your life and tell you something that goes against what God is calling you to do. Know for yourself that you hear his voice, that you know him, right? He's your shepherd. You're his sheep. You only hear his voice. Get still, get quiet, and allow him to speak and really listen, because he will give you the direction you need to make that forward progress. And also really take note of what you're doing, right? If you're setting goals, what's working? What isn't working? What needs to be changed? What needs to be tweaked? Or even what's coming up with it? Sometimes there's that resistance that you don't even want to do it, right? It's good, but you don't want to. But it's really asking yourself, like, why is that resistance there? Like, I know for me, for a while, I had lost a lot of weight. And like slowly it's just been coming back on. I'm not really sure what all of it is, but either way, I was like, I don't want to just use a supplement or take a pill or something like that, right? I want to eat healthy, right? I want to follow God in this and trust that he has it for me. And it's like through it all, I'm learning, like, it's just little steps at a time, but it's being really intentional and present in what I'm doing. It's making sure that I'm showing up, right? I was making excuses at first because I was like, everything else didn't work. So why am I going to do this? I'm just going to fail, right? And I noticed, like, whoa, you're self-sabotaging, because obviously you've lost weight before, right? You've been healthy before. So it's possible to be healthy again. Maybe the things that I was doing just wasn't what I needed now as compared to 5 or 10 years ago. So I was like, okay, I wrote out a list, right? I have the things that I'm going to do. And it's like, I get to see now what's working, what doesn't. But something that I've learned through it all is I need to drink water, right? It makes me feel better. I need to move my body in a way that I enjoy, because if I don't, I'm not going to do it. Let's just be honest. I don't want it to be something quick that's weight loss. I actually want to take care of myself, right? I want to be consistent in it. And I'm learning now that it's like, it doesn't have to be perfect, right? Failure is only if you give up. So now I get to do these things. I get to try it out, and I get to honestly call myself on my own BS, right? I get to be like, okay, like, are you really tired, or do you just not want to, right? Oh, do you really not have enough time in the day, or are you just not making time for what actually matters, right? Are you on your phone when you could be working out, or are you busy playing games, doing something else, with Zeke or something, when I know that in the morning I'm intentionally getting up with God? These are all just examples, right? It's something that I've been intentional with, but it's just to encourage you, like, you're not the only one that struggles, right? You're not the only one that may be prioritizing the wrong things at this time, but we all struggle with this. But I'm asking you to really question it. Where do you want to show up? What do you value? And how can you get out of your own way so that you're able to truly do what you want to do? You're able to step into what God has for you, and you're able to trust that He's going to be with you in it all. I know this seems like a lot and it seems overwhelming, but honestly, once you step in and learn that it's not about the failure, right? You take that pressure off. That it's not about what other people think. You take that pressure off. That it's not about comparing and doing what Karen and Susan are doing, and you remove that pressure. That you just get to be present. That you get to be with God. That you guys are running this relay race together, right? It's the two of you in it. Everything changes. You go, ooh, what do I get to do, right? It's not a have to, it's a get to. How can I change this? How can I make it fun? How can I show up and be who God created me to be, right? What does it look like to be me? Like, if I pull myself out of that box, right? If I stop pretending to fit in, what does it look like to be me? What does it look like just to be loud and fun and say the things and not worry what people think? Trust me, it still comes, right? There's still that anxiety that tries to attack, but you just put it in your place and remember that God is in control. Nothing can happen that will steer anything away, right? And as you keep your heart focused on Him, He's going to guide you in it all. And He is so faithful through it all. Even in the difficult things, He promises to use it for good, right? So I encourage you really to think about where you want to go, right? Where do you want to be in a month, in 6 months, in a year, right? What does it look like? Who do you want around you? Do you want to get rid of the toxic relationships and make room for God to bring in people that are like-minded and are going to encourage you to stretch yourself and do something different? Really get intentional, get serious with yourself, and decide, what do you want life to look like? Because you're living the life you want, right? So what changes can you make to take that step forward? If you need encouragement, if you just want to talk it out with somebody, message me. I'm here. I just want to be in your corner and support you. If you need prayer, again, message me. I'm here. I'm ready. And I would love to help you get to your next level and be able to find that freedom, find that presence, and find that space where you exist as who God created you to be without watering yourself down or playing small.